Hello, hello, everyone. Greetings. I see everyone is having crazy weather. Tell me, okay, I see everything looks like it's working good. Yes, we had crazy weather earlier and the power was bumping on and off. And of course, this is like 6:30 my time and I thought, "Oh my word." Okay, hello, hello everyone. Hey, Carol. Carol, Carol, my friends, I have to tell you about Carol Carol H over there in the chat. Just got back. She's on our design team. She just got back from the most amazing trip, and I'm still a little bit salty about it. But she said that she had a fruity, beachy cocktail for me. So maybe we can be friends. Carol, if you can confirm that you had a yummy cocktail on my behalf, we'll be friends. Hello, everyone. Hello, Hockey Spaz, Erica, Betsy. Hello, hello. Let's see here. I see all of my friends. All right. Hello in Lebanon, Oregon, home of honeybee stamps. Yes, my curls are all out today. Can you believe how? Yes to Fruity Peach. Yes, she did. And I'm still waiting on Miss Carol to tell us if she had a yummy cocktail for us while she was on her marvelous trip. Let's see, Kelley. Let me see here. I saw it. I was driving a school bus in this. Oh my gosh, Martha. Okay, we are friends, and yes, I did. I knew you would do it, Carol. I've been following your pictures, and I was like, oh my gosh, North Pole. Oh, eesh. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, so tonight we are going to do some throwback products. So these are oldies, goodies. I'm mixing lots of little die sets. I'm going to do some stenciling to create a little scene for our little die cuts to go. This is going to lean more Easter, but you could totally make it into something else. I'm going to use our little wheelbarrow die set. I say wheelbarrow because I'm from the South. Wheelbarrow die set. And I have mine filled with little tiny Easter eggs. But you could put flowers in it, leaves in it, all kinds of different things. And Elisa and I were talking today, and this is just one of the, what did she say, underrated die sets. This and the little red wagon. Of course, you could fill our little goat cart, our little farm cart would be adorable with Easter eggs and bunnies and all kinds of things in it. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to start out by creating our little scene. Now, this little mask or stencil that I have has been retired. However, I will tell you, I'm cheating tonight. You know, I'm a lazy girl crafter. You can create any kind of mask or any kind of little stencil that you need just by using your shaped dies. So if you have oval shaped dies, if you have rectangles, if you have squares or circles or whatever, you can create the same look by using your little stacking dies. So I wanted to throw that out there. I'm just being lazy and I'm doing it this way. Okay, so I'm going to start out. I'm going to create a little grassy hillside for our wheelbarrow to sit. And I've got puppy dogs in here playing. But I'm going to start out with that. So I've got my little oval mask down. You can see I've got my cardstock all ready to go underneath there. So I'm just going to lay this down. And what this is going to do is it's going to keep my little scene inside that oval. But we're going to add the grass and clouds and things right over the top. So I've got my rustic wilderness brush. I'm going to start off with that. And I am starting off with just my dirty brush to see how much ink I can pull off of my dirty brush. Usually I can do pretty well without even having to dip into my ink pad. And you'll notice anything that's got like little jagged edges or anything like that, you kind of want to drag it down and then you're not going to ruffle those little edges. And then I'm just going to pull that color down and let it kind of fade out down here towards the bottom. You could totally start off right down here too. And then the deepest pigment or the deepest part of your ink is going to be kind of wherever you start your brush. So had I started this way and gone from the bottom to the top, it would be much darker right down here, if that makes sense. So let me finish up here and let me make sure we've got our little grassy hillside all ready to go. And then I can kind of pick up, and now we've got our little grass all ready to go. And you can see where it saved the sides of my paper right here just by creating this little highlight, or this little mask that we have here. Okay, so this is our cloud stencil, and this comes from, and of course I looked it up just a minute ago, Outdoor Scene Builder, I believe, but it's a set of about 4 stencils. One does clouds, one does like little hillsides, one does mountains, that type of thing. And then this one is in our grassy border stencil set. Okay, so I'm just going to start laying this little puppy down. And this time, instead of going, I'm going to drag it off like this as well. And I'm just going to kind of work my way up. Again, I'm starting with my dirty brush because that's how we roll. And then I can flip it, and we're going to get totally different clouds this way. So it's going to look different every time because all 4 sides have different little bubbles where I can keep flipping it around. And you could also do it, if you wanted to do it a different way, you could do it like, let me flip it. You could do it like this and flip it and do it that way. In fact, let's go ahead and play with it like that. So let's turn this big bubble up, and I'll flip some up this way, and we'll kind of have it, and we'll show it run in both directions. And we're just doing trial and error and playing tonight. We'll get that blue sky running all the way up there to the curve on our paper. See that? Where we're getting all those little cloud banks back there? Okay, so let's flip it over. Let's add some right in here. And again, let's flip this way. And I'll just flip it every which way. We're going to make a kind of springtime little cloudy sky here. And I'm going to keep flipping. Have I used this guy yet? I don't think so. Let's flip one over, and yep, I used him right there. You're going to kind of be able to see. Let's move one this way. And I'm going to go a little heavier handed along the edge of this one. We'll make a darker section, and let's pull that up. And then let's flip it again, and you can tilt it. Let's tilt it and let's get tilted this way. I'm gonna move this, since we use that bubble kind of, it looks, yep, that one right there. I'm gonna tilt it and use it the other direction, so I don't get that same shape right there. And let's kind of blend that all up like so. Ooh, it's looking good. Let's see, just don't add springtime tornado. I know, right? Let's see here. All right, now let me do one more across here. Did I do this one? I don't think I did. I'm going to do this one right across here. Give that a little bit of baby blue. And this is tumbled glass. I forgot to say that. This is tumbled glass, the very lightest blue. Now for this last little layer, just to blend it in, I'm just going to very lightly, with no clouds down, I'm just going to kind of give it a little bit of love all the way across with my brush, and just kind of blend all that together so it's not a harsh white mark. And I'll pull it down right into that grass, just like so. Now we've got a pretty springy sky. Okay, so let's pull this back and let's see how well our oval masks did. And let's see if we have a nice little spot for a river, and we do. All right. All right, so let's pull out the dies that I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you everything that I've used. And it is a big mishmash, let me tell you. Okay, so I've got the itty bitty eggs. So the itty bitty eggs have 9 little dies. 4 of them have these little embossed or debossed texture to them. And then the others, is that 8? 1, 2, 3. No. Okay, and then the others, isn't that weird? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the other 5, my brain, and we got a little puppy dog hair in there. My brain said that that should be 8, but it's 9. The other 5 are just plain, okay? So don't get Kelley to counting tonight. Okay, now this is our wheelbarrow dies. And then the little red wagon. So let me show you the wheelbarrow filled with our little eggs. So I just used a scrap of pattern paper and put together the little wheelbarrow. You could, do metallic handles if you want to, do whatever color of the little container part, your little wheel, whatever you want to have. Oops. Oh boy, that sticks. These little puppies are sticky. Okay, and then, see, this guy is going to kind of go right in there. Look how cute that's going to be. All right, now I needed something to nestle in, bring in a little touch of Easter, and I have used this is the Farmer's Market cart add-on. That's a mouthful, but it's the little market cart add-on that has all the little vegetables, all the little things. These little vegetables would also be adorable in the little cart. So don't forget, like when you're trying to come up with like little ideas to fill little baskets or little carts like this, or some of the little lovely layers containers, don't forget about all, our little dies and things like that. But what I did was I pulled the bunny rabbit out of this, and he goes in this little set. But I pulled him out, and what I did was I did not have the correct color of gray paper. So you can see what I've done here is I've taken a scrap of white cardstock, and I used my brush that has Lost Shadow ink on it. And I just made the color of cardstock I needed because I did not have the right color of pale gray. And so now if I pull him out, if I can get him here, now I've got a really light gray, cute little bunny. Now I'm going to zhuzh him up a little bit. And I started it earlier, and then I thought, you know what? I really need to stop. And I need to do this. I get carried away even when I'm prepping for our get-togethers, and I do too much because, I just get to going and crafting. Okay, so what I have done with his little face, and let's squeeze in on him a little bit because he's a little bitty baby rabbit. Okay, so what I have done on him is I've added a little pink nose to him, the inset on his little ear I added, and then I'm going to add a little bit more color to him with some warm gray Copic markers. And that's just going to give him, and this is like nothing, like no big deal. And let's see if this warm gray is going to show up on here. I may want to go even darker, but you can go around, his little feet and around his little bum and through his little chest, even carry it up in his little ears. And I think I'm even going to grab a little bit darker. So hold on just a second. That was a W1, but let's grab my W2 and let's deepen that up a little bit. Okay, so this is W2, and I'm not just going to go too wild here, but I want to get, we can just zhuzh him up a little bit. He does have those little embossed areas right in his face, and let's see, his whole tail we can do a little darker, and then let's get right around his chest. Okay, let's get around his ear again. You can even go with the tip maybe right under his little chin. Add little bits. Okay, now this is where I'm going to take a black gel pen, I think. Let's test it. Where did my little scrap piece go? Oh, this is a new one. I don't want to open that one yet. Let's grab this one. Okay, so black gel pen, and let's see if this is going to be too much for his eye. Anytime you use any kind of gel pen, or I do, I suggest, and you'll notice here, I'm having to really start it off on this extra sheet of paper to really get it going, like to scrape off all the little gunky stuff that collects on the tip. But I think I'm going to do his eye, and I'm going to barely give it a little dot right in that little area that is embossed. Okay, so now he's got his little eye. All right, and then let's see here, W2. I'm going to grab even a darker one. Hold on. W3. And then we're just going to give him a little bit of character here. Okay, so let's do, okay. He's going to have just a few little dots, little tiny dots in his fur. Let's make his tail a little darker. And let's maybe give him a little bit of darkness right on the edges of his little ears. Okay, now I think that's going to be plenty. All right, so I'm going to come back out so y'all are not up close and personal with Mr. Peter Rabbit there. Okay, now let's see how we're doing. Okay, so we've got our little scene, our little background that we created. Super quick and easy. And then we've got our cute little wheelbarrow full of Easter eggs. And then I use, you'll notice back in here, I don't even know if we have this die anymore. It's just a grass border die, but you could use one of our leaf dies, anything. And I clipped it. You know how I like to clip things into a million pieces and clip it all apart. That's what I did to create those little sprigs of grass, like a little Easter basket or something in there. But I think this little guy is going to hang out something like this number. And then I'm going to add a pretty little sentiment like up in here. So this is kind of where we're going this evening. Okay, so tell me in the chat. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Okay, so tell me in the chat, do you all like to really like mix and match your dies like I'm doing here, like pull from a whole bunch of other sets? Or are you more of the like keep everything like with what it goes with type of a crafter? Okay, so for our little background we have here, I am using, look at this, look how crazy this is. The Pinstripes and Polka Dot Harvest paper pad. So this was created for fall, but I love this kind of muted, it's almost a coral, almost a pink, but it's going to tie in perfectly with this scrap of pattern paper. And so I think it's going to be really pretty. Now let's see, mix. Oh, you girls are mix and match, mix and match. I try to pull, typically end up with going with what's meant to go together. I do that sometimes too. I do both. Depends on my mood. Here, I'm going to switch over here so we can chat. I'm a mix and matcher. Lots of mix and matchers. And you know, it depends on, for me, I need to stamp my sentiment first. You know, it kind of depends on what I'm crafting with. And you guys tell me if you're the same way. And Carol and our other design team, if there's anybody else, Carol and Honeybee is the best to do that with. Yes. So Carol, you can tell me this. like if it's products and company stuff, like for example, all the honeybee stuff, I'm really comfortable with all the honeybee stuff. And I know like size wise, like what will go together and kind of what maybe won't go together that well. If it's another company's stuff that I've like purchased to play with, you know, just to have fun, I tend to do a lot of inspiration from whoever their design team is. So you guys tell me if you do that as well. I do that because, you know, we all see a card that we're influenced and we're, you know, I'm like, oh, I really have to recreate that. But I'm going to use for the sentiment this He is Risen stamp set. This is just a really good Easter one, but I'm going to use this Sending Easter Blessings because I think the little bunny, like it kind of leans Easter bunny-ish, but it's not just like super cutesy Easter bunny, if that makes sense. But I'm going to put this right up in here and let's see what's it. Let's see here. Gail, I use the design team. Yes, perfect. Honeybee is very cool. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. We try really hard to do that, actually. Let's see. Design teams are great. I don't mix a lot between companies. I don't, you know, and that's a good point too. I have to say that I do not mix a lot between companies either. So if well, obviously, I work for Honeybee. So when I'm working, I'm going to use all Honeybee, right? But I tend to, like, if I'm going to create a card with some other crafty brand, I usually use all their stuff, like their little sentiments and stuff, because I've been influenced, like we do, right? And so usually I'm like, oh, I have to recreate all of that. So I just get, you know, the sentiments and the dies and whatever. I hope this is straight because I didn't even look at it. I'm just having a good time chatting with you guys tonight. Okay, so we've got Sending Easter Blessings. Is it perfectly straight? Probably not. It's good enough for government work, right? Okay, so we're going to put that there. Let's see here. I haven't seen that sentiment set before. It's an older one. I know we still have it. He is risen, but it's got trust in the Lord. So it's got some like, God bless you, have faith. God is good. I thank God for you. You really could use some of these all the time. And then, of course, we've got some that are very Easter. He is risen. He is risen indeed. Hallelujah. Both of the Hallelujah and then the Hallelujah, depending on where you want to go with that one. He is with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. It could be a pick-me-up card, things like that. So I pulled this out. I really liked that sending script. And then the Easter blessings, it kind of was scripty enough, but then simple enough as well to go with the card that I'm creating. So I've got that. I'm not even going to die cut anything for that. I just stamped it right onto that background. And then now we can have fun and kind of build this little spotlight card. The first thing I have to do is fold my cardstock. Let's see. Looks pretty darn straight. Well, I get to chit-chatting. This is a problem that I have. I get to chit-chatting with you guys and not paying attention. So it's actually pretty miraculous that I remembered the sentiment at all, because usually I forget. Sometimes I forget the sentiment. It's an afterthought. I have so much fun with all the little die cuts and the ink blending and the stencils and, all that kind of stuff, that the sentiment, which, honestly probably should be one of the really important parts, it goes right out of my brain. So, okay. So now I've got my little peachy, pinky color cardstock here, and this is going to cover that whole card base. And I'm just going to add some liquid adhesive here, and we'll get this stuck down. But has anybody started making Easter and spring cards yet? I have a really pretty spring card that I want to share with you. Is Jeanette here tonight? I wonder if Jeanette is here watching. I saw a really pretty card today that I wanted to share with you all. And she used our inspiration that we did, which end is this? That we did Monday, and then what was that? Wednesday night with the flowers and the fence and all that stuff. And I saw it in the challenge group. Speaking of challenge groups, I am putting together another class, another free class for our challenge group. And so if you are interested in a free class, I'm going to give you all the information here in a little bit. Now, does Kelley have the class put together yet? That's a no. But I'm putting it together now, and I'm going to add that to our challenge group in the next several days. Okay, so this is looking pretty. That's even pretty just like that, with just a pretty Easter sentiment on there. Love your classes. Wind is picked up. Uh-oh, here comes the wind. Oh, St. Patrick's Day cards. Yes. Okay, now let's put our cute little goodies down here. And then you guys tell me in the chat. So I was thinking springy cards for the card class. What do you guys think? Do you think spring cards? Last year, this time, I did Mother's Day cards, but I know Mother's Day is tough for some, you know, because we all have different family dynamics, and, you know, some people have lost their moms or grandmothers or, you know, whatever. So should we do like a springy card? Do we want to do a card class with the, like the postage stuff from the Vintage Love? That might be kind of fun. Okay, so we've got our little eggy wheelbarrow here. Spring would be perfect. And right now I'm in the middle of making a scrapbook. Oh, Susan, that's so sweet. Spring cards. Everybody's saying spring cards. Mom, okay. Yeah, lots of mamas have passed. Spring cards, yes. Okay, I got you. I'm on it. Okay, so this little guy, I'm going to pop him up too. But let's see here. I do have a little saved strip of my good old little foam strips. And this guy, we're going to put, he's going to nestle right down here. And he's going to be popped up just a little bit, nestled right there. Isn't he cute? Oh, look at those itty bitty eggs, the wheelbarrow, and then this little guy is from the Farmer's Market cart add-on. And then we just made a cute little scene. How easy is that? Wham, bam, and we've got a cute little Easter card. Okay, so I want to share really fast while we're talking about the class. This is how you find our challenge group. So it's on Facebook, and it's called Honeybee Stamps Buzzworthy Challenges. Okay, so, and then is there anybody here that doesn't have Facebook? I think most people probably have Facebook. My mother has been gone for, oh my gosh, Gretchen, 40 years. Love the card. Thank you. He's a little sweetie. Oh, and it's his next week. Yeah, it's hard. Mother's Day is a hard one for a lot of people. Let's see. Daffodils are blooming. Oh my goodness. Okay, so buzzworthy challenges. This is where I will put all the information for the class, and I'll also add it here. And we will probably send out a class link that will link to a private group on YouTube for the actual class. So it won't be held on Facebook, but we will send you a link to YouTube for the class. And it will just be Father's Day is another hard one. So if you want more information about this, check it out here, and I'll add the information here in our live streams as well. So, okay, it is time for a winner. I refuse to do Facebook. Sorry, my loss. I know. Okay, so Alicia, I will add the information here. And if you ever need information about our classes or whatever, you can email me at the email that I'm just getting ready to put up, and I'll give you any information you need. Okay, my friend? All right. So our winner for tonight is, I'm scrolling and scrolling. Let's find a good one. Our winner tonight is, let's see here, Michelle Holbrook. Michelle, you are our winner, my friend. Okay, Michelle, if you will email me, and this is the email if you want information later on for the class as well. It's Kelley, Kelley at honeybeestamps.com. Michelle, I'm going to send you your prize, and I believe it was Alicia. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I will send you class information too. If you'll email me, it may take me a few days to get the class all worked out, but I'll make sure that I get that sent to you, okay? All right, my friends. Congratulations, Michelle. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week, and stay safe, you guys, because I know the weather is crazy today all over the United States. Honeybee has the best customer service. Thank you. I take great pride in trying to help everybody. So I really appreciate that. All right, stay safe, you all. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.